So you probably remember this time last year we featured the 911.
Welcome to Down at Barnes, and thank you very much for bringing this wonderful Porsche 911 along. So Charlie, I understand that you're really keen on getting this electrified.
Yeah, I want to get it done quick. I want to electrify it. I just feel like there's going to be problems.
And boy was there problems. The Porsche broke down not once but twice and had to be jump started. Today we're out filming and it's just not happening. The battery's dead, we've been out filming, we've been stuck out in the lanes trying to film the whole thing, so it's a bit of a disaster. It's one of those days.
Oh, I hate old cars.
There's no Ian, there's no Charlie, the story's completely made up. It's just a story so that Nick can buy his wife something she's always wanted, a red 1984 Porsche for her birthday, electrified.
But I failed to deliver.
So, I hope you got her a card at least.
I got her a card. I told her about it by giving her the registration document, but she still hasn't seen the car. But I've kept her away from it.
So we had to make up this whole story in case she saw the episode. So we do apologise.
She's an avid viewer.
She's an avid viewer of Down the Barnes. Of course she is.
Keeping a tab on me, of course.
Exactly. So it's yours all along. So it's still interesting. What's happened since?
So since then, we've done a lot of other customer cars.
Yeah, right, rather than this one.
And this one has been pushed to the back a little bit. The idea with this car was very much around trying to build a kit that's easy to put in the car, right? I mean, if the amount of time that we spend doing each and every car, trying to run a business like that is actually quite difficult for us. So trying to design once, build many times is kind of the way that if we're not going to go bust, that's probably the way to do it, right? So certainly on the 911 front, it's much more about trying to build a kit that we can actually drop easily into the car.
So do you have a look what you've done?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yep.
So this is quite interesting because I'm approaching this car from a completely different point of view, right? Because I'm the customer,
Yeah.
right? Or at least viewing it from a custom point of view, which is actually quite interesting for me. Because normally it's me trying to, not necessarily sell. I don't feel that I sell the cars, right? We have a conversation with the customer about what they want, and you've got to try and interpret that. Now, I'm the customer, and it's like, what do I actually want to do? Because I can probably see a bigger picture than the customer because I know what we've got access to.
Makes sense, yeah.
Because ultimately, I want to be able to sell a kit, right? It'd be nice if I could get the kit together for somewhere around about £40,000–45,000, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be quite competitive in the marketplace. The car has got a 160 kilowatt motor. It's a complete integrated unit with the inverter and the reduction box in it. I'll show you that in a minute. And it's got 44 kilowatt hour pack in it. So it's very similar in terms of battery size to the Stag. It's also got CCS charging, so we've managed to fit the CCS charge port here where the original fuel filler was. That's quite neat. And then obviously our friends from the DVLA don't let us drill any holes, so we've opted to attach the front battery pack to the lower half of the fuel tank. So we've actually split the fuel tank in half and then welded the brackets for that onto the fuel tank that's left, and then used the original bolting holes for that to hold the front battery in. So that's got 8 modules in it with the BMS, with the contactors and everything. So that's a unit which you can just drop in quite easily, and ultimately you'd probably drop it in attached to the fuel tank, lower fuel tank, and just drop it in like that.
Yeah.
Cables run through a couple of holes that are already there. Then the rest of it in the front here is pretty standard, right? And I don't want to. A lot of the cars we've done have been like the Stag, complete ground up restorations, right? This is very much about how do we do this to a car that's already there with minimal extra cost on top. Not that I'm a cheapskate, obviously. No, right? no.
But it's a nice example of how you can do that as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a different sort of challenge as well, right?
Right, Nick, what have we got here?
So an empty space.
Here we have an empty space.
That's where the engine was. Okay, I've actually sold the engine.
Yeah.
So that was.
Was that relatively easy, I imagine, wasn't it?
Yeah, eBay.
Yeah.
Just sold it through
Wow,
eBay really,
okay.
and got some money back on the car, which we then ploughed into the parts, right?
Which is
So
great.
it's not just about the expense of buying the kit to go in the car. You can then recoup some of that through selling, and they're quite desirable apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't know that, but yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
got good money for it. And I was happy with that. So we got the main bits coming into the boot here. We've got the high voltage cables from the front of the car, and then we've got all of the charge port cables coming up the back here, which is quite a big bundle, right? Because we've got the DC and the AC charging coming through there. So that's been run through the car, in the down the passenger side, through the footwell, etc., and then up into the rear here. But the key bit to being able to make this installable by somebody else, and I'm not quite clear on whether we sell it to private individuals or whether we sell it to other installers. I'm kind of, that's a little bit open on how easy it is to fit, but also from an insurance point of view, right, we have to take that into consideration, our insurers, and whether they'll cover us for that. But clearly the intent is that we can try and market this a little bit wider, just so, you know, make it a little bit more accessible for people. Okay.
Yeah. So although it's going to be your wife's car, will you use this as an example? You better show people, demonstrate it. Yeah, be nice for that.
It's not really, right?
Because she's really into 911s.
Yeah. No, she's always wanted one, right?
Yeah.
And then when I saw this with the big whale fin on the back,
Yeah.
it's just classic 911.
Yeah.
Targa top.
Yeah.
So, it'll be lovely. It will be a really nice car.
Now, what we've got sitting over there is going into here. So shall we have a look at it?
Yeah, let's have a look at this, because this is kind of the core of the kit as such.
Yeah.
So this is a complete unit with the motor, the battery, and the charger all in one, right? On a frame that bolts into the original mounts on the engine. So we've got the gearbox mounts at the front here, and we've got the engine mount at the rear here. Okay. The motor, inverter and reduction box are all here as one complete unit. It's 160 kilowatt.
Yep.
So about 215 horsepower. 300 newton meter motor for a 9-to-1 box, so you nearly got 3,000 newton meters at the wheel.
And you also said this is kind of in the middle compared to, say, the Stag and the Green Monster.
Yeah, in terms of performance of the car, the motor is 160 kilowatt, so it's about 215 horsepower, but it's 300 newton meters, 9-to-1 box, so it's got nearly 3,000 newton meters at the wheel. The Green 911 we did was near, that was over 4,000.
Right, yeah.
Right, that was under 4 seconds 0 to 60. This will be about 5 seconds 0 to 60, so still much faster than the original car. And then the Stag, just to put it in context, that system is about 1,800 newton meters. So this sits kind of clearly in the middle there, 4.3 to 1,000 newton meters at the wheel. So yeah, we've got something to fit in wherever the customer wants.
Yeah.
So inside here we've got eight battery modules.
Right.
We've got the BMS in the back here, and then in the top here we've got all of the control system, the contactors, etc. Right? So, and that's for CCS as well, right? So we've got all the CCS contactors and the charge fuse and everything in there. Obviously, master service disconnect with the main fuse for the system in there, and then we've got all the connectors on the back here, charging, PTC heater, drive unit, CCS, and then the front battery coming in here. So the whole thing, the idea is it just goes straight up in the rear of the car, 4 bolts bolted in, all the connectors on, ready to go. To get to that point takes quite a lot of work, but in terms of actually installing it in the car, we can build this up offline, and then it's there as a unit ready to go in. That's kind of the idea.
So because it's your own thing, how long are you looking at possibly getting this all
Months
sorted?
and months, no. Well, we're building the wiring loom for it now.
Yeah.
A lot of the high voltage cables are run already. So we're probably another month or so from. There's a few things like I haven't worked out drive shafts yet. So whilst we might have it running in the car, it's probably there's a backlog on getting drive shafts made. So that's probably another 4 to 6 weeks. So by the time we put this in the car, work out that's gonna. You're probably talking 2 months, I would think, before it's on the road. Which we're at the beginning of February. So that's just about when the sunshine comes, right?
Be nice.
And,
Be very nice
good to
indeed.
get it on the road.
Well, it'll be exciting to see the project now that we know it's all about you. It's not about Charlie. It's not about
It's not about me. It's about my wife.
about your wife. Sorry about your wife. But have to get them back and have them riding it as well. Not only your wife, Ian and Charlie as well. Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Get their feedback.
Absolutely. So join us next time down at the Barns. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.